Okay, if you're on Social Security, you have definitely heard the chatter online. There is a ton of information and misinformation flying around right now, so we are here to cut right through that noise and give you the actual facts. Let's get straight to it.
All right, let's dive right into the one question that seems to be everywhere. Are you really getting an extra $200 in your Social Security check this February? It's time to find out what's really going on.
So let's just rip the Band-Aid off. The answer is a clear, definitive no. This $200 monthly bonus is a rumor, plain and simple. If you've seen something telling you a check is on its way, that is just not true. So you have to wonder, how did a rumor like this even get started? Well, let's put on our investigator hats. To really separate the fact from the fiction, we need to trace this whole thing back to its source, which is an actual piece of legislation that got this whole conversation started. See, this rumor didn't just appear out of thin air. It's connected to a real bill called the Emergency Inflation Relief Act. And yes, that bill, which was proposed by Senators Warren and Schumer, did aim to provide a $200 a month boost. But, and this is a huge but, a proposed bill is a very, very long way from becoming an actual law. And here is the single most important word you need to know about that bill. Its status is stalled. Let me say that again. It's stalled. It has not passed Congress. It is not law. It's essentially sitting in committee, and honestly, there are no signs that it's going to move forward anytime soon. So let's just put this side by side to make it perfectly clear. The rumor mill says money's on the way for February. The reality? A bill was introduced, but it's hit a brick wall in Congress. No checks have been approved, and certainly none have been mailed. Okay, so we've officially put that rumor to rest. But that's not the end of our story. Because while everyone has been distracted by this non-existent bonus, there's a real financial story that you absolutely need to know about. Let's take a look. The story you should really be tracking is something called the tax torpedo. That recent 2.8% cost of living adjustment was welcome news for sure, but it came with a potential downside. For a lot of people, it could be just enough to push them into a higher tax bracket. And that means more of your Social Security benefits could suddenly become taxable. So what does this actually mean for your wallet? Well, it's pretty straightforward. If your provisional income, and that's basically your total income plus half of your Social Security benefits, goes over these key numbers, $25,000 for single filers or $32,000 for married couples, then up to 85% of your benefits could get hit with taxes. Now, I know that all that sounds pretty concerning. But hang on, because there is some genuinely good news in all of this. There's some actual financial relief that many are calling a hidden raise, and this part is real. And here it is. The IRS has actually increased the standard deduction. So if you're a single filer and you're age 65 or older, you now get an additional $2,050 you can deduct. That is real money that directly lowers your taxable income. And for married couples, if you're both over 65, you get an extra deduction of $1,650 per person. That's why people are calling this a hidden raise. It isn't more money coming into your bank account, but it's more money staying in your pocket because you'll owe less to the tax man. All right, now for the practical, need-to-know details. Let's talk about the official payment schedule for February. You might want to get ready to write these dates down. Let's go over this carefully. If your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th of the month, your payment date is Wednesday, February 11th. If your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, your payment will be on Wednesday, February 18th. And finally, for everyone with a birthday from the 21st through the 31st, your payment is scheduled for Wednesday, February 25th. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. We've debunked a major rumor and, more importantly, we've highlighted the real financial news you need to be aware of. So let's just quickly summarize the key takeaways. So here's the bottom line. First, that $200 monthly bonus is not happening. It's tied to a stalled bill, so you can put that out of your mind. Second, the new higher standard deduction for seniors is absolutely real, and it can save you a good amount of money. And that means the most important thing you can do is focus on filing your taxes correctly this year to make sure you claim every penny of that deduction. So we'll leave you with this to think about. Now that you have the real facts, not the rumors, how will you adjust your financial plan for the year ahead? Thanks for tuning in.